Can I just say what an unbelievable feeling it is to know that I have the support. It's an immense feeling. And I know that it's such that everything they've tried, everything they're doing, everything the people sitting in there are tarnishing us, slandering us, trying to silence us. And I know by the reaction I get when I travel the country that the people are not listening to them, that the people are supporting us. The people of this country have been silenced for 20 to 30 years with the tag of racist. They have managed to silence people so they're too scared to speak up when they see things that are wrong. They're too scared to tell the truth and identify problems with an ideology and a religion in our country because they're worried about being called racist. They now realise that that tag is dead. No one cares anymore with being labelled as a racist. So they've now introduced their new term, hate speech. What is hate speech? There's a 16-year-old boy somewhere in here. I'm going to interview him next week. He went to Speaker's Corner and he debated Ali Dawah. And he stated facts about Islam. He was visited last week by counter-terrorism officials as part of the Prevent strategy. His mother was in pieces, crying, scared, worried. The justification the police gave for coming and visiting him, they asked him questions. Would you kill for your ideology? He has said nothing extreme, nothing wrong and nothing non-factual. But the police are visiting him. There's another man up in Burnley, up north as well, who this has happened to. The reason the police gave for visiting him is because they didn't like his opinions on Islam. This is currently what our country's facing. When you hear statistics and they say that 30% of all Prevent strategy is now non-Muslims, that's not and again, visits from counter-terrorism, for telling the truth, for identifying facts. I had a 14-year-old boy in the north of England who had a mental breakdown because of the visits from Prevent, because he said that Islam was a fascist, violent ideology. These scare tactics, and I'll tell you what, it works. I'm in a group message with this young lad, and there's loads of young lads who are representatives of different football clubs in the country, who are youth, who are 16 to 18 years old. So one boy tells the truth about Islam at Speaker's Corner, and then everyone else sees that counter-terrorism have visited him. That has a knock-on effect. People become scared. People are terrified to identify and speak openly and honestly. We've just seen that my Twitter account was removed for hate. The hate, one of the things that they suspended me for, I said 90% of grooming gang convictions are Muslim men. That is a fact. That is not hate. 20% of them are called Mohammed. But what they removed my Twitter account for was for saying Islam promotes killing people. It does. 100 verses in the Quran incite them to kill. Again, it was a fact. Now, when you see the news reports, this is where we can't be fooled. Our government, there's been 10,000 Twitter accounts closed at the request of government for hate. There's been 140 Twitter accounts closed for terrorism. Hamas are a prescribed terrorist organisation. They have a Twitter account. Hezbollah are a prescribed terrorist organisation. They have a Twitter account. So this is not about rules or regulations or breaching any of their rules. This is about silencing and stopping. Silencing people like me. Milo had his Twitter account closed. Sargon had his Twitter account closed. Where we're heading in a few years' time, Facebook, YouTube will all remove our views. And if we're to do anything about it, and it has to be so, there's a video of Yvette Cooper, a Labour politician. She's sitting down with the CEOs of YouTube talking about why my videos are being promoted. This is government interference with private companies to remove certain people's views, which is fascism. Now, Twitter are a private company, so they can remove you if they want. What I want to do is I'm going to take Twitter to court. I'm going to take them to court for discrimination against my physiological beliefs, my deep held beliefs. And I won't get my Twitter account back, but what we'll be able to prove, which needs proving, we need to prove what hate is. We need to prove that facts are now seen as hate. The government are pushing this agenda with private companies. And I'm triggered about my Twitter account still. I deleted my life to concentrate on Twitter. We all will be there. That's what people need to understand. This is a start. Everyone will be removed. All our views will be removed. On the other hand, you have Muslim organisations, you have terrorist groups, you have far left radical groups who aren't being censored. It's certain political opinions are being censored. Also, I've been standing here in the shade. You must have all been boiling here all day. I want to thank you all for your patience as well. I want to do something quickly as well in the middle of the speech. Kaylin, George, Lucy, can you come up here? I'll be honest, you see all this, you see the organisation for all this, the videos. None of this. And the people were thanking me. I had loads of people coming up saying thank you for the day. I didn't do anything. That's the truth. They done it all. We have, for years, the media. Is the mainstream media here? The great thing is no one trusts them. No one's reading them, no one's listening to them. Who watches the news? People are now searching for their alternative media. And that's what we want to do. And with the team, we want to bring people real stories. I've got a story that's going to be coming out hopefully next week. 3 young boys were run over. I'm going to get emotional. I spent a week looking at the case of the murder of their children.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for Tommy for having the balls to report on our story, because no one else has. We're speaking about Josh, Harry and George, who were murdered in Shepperton Lane, Hayes. And this has been covered up by the Met Police and the CPS. Exactly, thank you. We are speaking out because we're not afraid to speak out. We went to Speaker's Corner last Saturday. A Royal Park officer came straight up to me and asked me if I was the organiser of the event. I said, we're just here to speak out about our children. We had this flag. He told me this flag and our balloons could be offensive to certain people. I said, offensive to who? I'm in Britain, they're not offensive to me. Is that offensive to you? No. Are they going to be waving British flags at the royal wedding? Exactly. So amongst us, we have 35,000 people who hate us, who want to hurt us, who want to kill us. Our poor children has become part of that now. And Theresa May, if you can hear me, if you don't have the guts or the balls to get rid of them, stick me in 10 Downing Street, because I'll do it for you. We are not afraid. So thank you again to Tommy for letting us up here and saying our little bit for now. The video's going to come out and you can see more. We don't just want justice for Josh, Harry and George, we want justice for every British person. We've had enough.
This video, when you see the story come out, you'll see how disgustingly these families have been treated. You'll see that, I'm getting emotional even thinking about it, man. I spent a week crying over their case. You'll see it next week. Now, the country I thought I lived in prior to 2009, and the freedoms I thought we had, and the learning curve I've gone on since 2009, we live in a post-free speech era. There's no pretending it. We don't have free speech. Everyone talks about free speech. We have no right to free speech in the UK. Does anyone really feel free saying their opinions? Do they feel free with your bosses at work? Most people have to hide the fact that they even come to these demonstrations. That's not freedom. We should be free to criticise whatever we want. We're being lied to, we're being deceived. When you go back through British history, you go back through British leaders, you go back through our clergy, our military leaders, our politicians, Sir William Gladstone, Winston Churchill, they always told the truth about Islam. The truth that Islam is a warlike religion, that is fascist, that is violent. Only in the last 30, 40 years are we being fed a lie. You know the term, Islam is a religion of peace? You try and find that in the history books. You won't find that term. That was brought out after September 11th when George Bush lied to the world. Never before have people been deceived so bad. We have let an ideology into our country to gain control of towns and cities, to infiltrate our government, to run as mayors in our capital city. All under the guise and the lie. They're taking our children to mosques. They're in the education system. They're lying. And when it turns, because it will turn in Europe, it will turn in England, and when it will turn so quick that everyone will start speaking openly and honestly. Everyone will identify the problem with it. If you look at Austria, since Austria elected a right-wing government, a government who identify Islam as a problem, the major celebrities and singers in that country are all now telling the truth about Islam. We know what people think. We know people are aware of the problem, but no one says it. And if I say one message to everyone, start small. Everyone tell the truth. Speak openly, speak honestly. Speak about Islam. I know you've all had a long day, and I want to thank every single one of you for travelling here. It's been a beautiful day. And do you know what? I take massive satisfaction. We couldn't have done this 3 years ago. We couldn't have done this 4 years ago. We're now mainstream. The public support us. The lies, they don't believe the lies they're saying. So a personal thank you from me to every single one of you. You've made me, you know when I stood up on this stage earlier and you're all singing my name, it's an amazing feeling. I know you've all got your British flags out, yeah? I now want to invite all the speakers from today to come up on the stage. Can all the speakers come up today? And Heidi. And I'll say it again one more time. I want to thank George, Kaylin and Lucy because I had some family issues over the last 2 weeks. My head was not on this at all. And this wouldn't have happened without them. And we want to end this now because that is such a sight. What a beautiful sight. We want to end this on our national anthem.
Are we ready?